Which brings us to an invitation.
I want foreign companies to come and share with us in the rebuilding, to be our partner.
The government says the once bustling airport will be open to international flights soon. The sign pointing you towards Kabul's only major hotel will again mean something. War has knocked the 5 stars off the Intercontinental Hotel, quite literally. The manager says, however, the stars will return and the tourists too.
Of course, there will be a lot of tourists. They will come. I'm sure they will come.
It may not be the preferred destination for 5-star travellers, but the government is certainly hoping that the more adventurous among you will make the journey. Got a couple of travel tips for you. Don't expect margaritas and martinis. If you leave the city, pack one of these, a flak jacket, and mind your step.
The minister assures people, however, his country is getting safer by the day. And for Afghanistan, he says, the day those tourists arrive will mean more than just dollars.
Our people will learn from the tourists, and they will learn from our people, and it'll have a positive effect on both sides.
Michael Holmes, CNN, Kabul.
Members of the Coast Guard Port Security Unit in Newport News, Virginia, are preparing to be shipped out soon. Their destination, the U.S. Naval Base in Guantanamo Bay, Cuba, where prisoners from Afghanistan are being detained. The reservists will provide waterside security to military ships in the bay. The Coast Guard will not say how many men will be deployed for security reasons. Most members of the units are reservists who are leaving behind civilian jobs and family members. After the terrorist attacks on September 11th, this unit provided port security in New York for several weeks.
U.S. Secretary of State Colin Powell is in Pakistan. He hopes to bring both Pakistan and India away from the possibility of war. India continues to have troops on its border with Pakistan. Pakistan wants India to back down. India says that Pakistan has not done enough to warrant them to stand down. Both countries have nuclear powers and are ready for war, but Powell says he sees reason for hope. Powell praises Pakistani President Pervez Musharraf for his speech on Saturday, pledging that Pakistan will clamp down on terrorists in the Kashmir region.
President Musharraf did not make the decision to fight extremism to please other countries. He decided to confront terrorism because he knew it was important for Pakistan and its people to confront terrorism.
Powell is India, followed by Nepal and Afghanistan.
And a northeastern Indiana pretzel maker isn't taking President Bush's pretzel-induced fanning spell as a bad thing. Pretzels Incorporated rather seek the snacking mishap as a product endorsement. Spokesman for the Bluffton-based company Bill Huggins says he is happy that the president likes pretzels. The company makes pretzels for distribution under several brand names. And doctors say the attack apparently was brought on by a decrease in the heart rate during choking. And we're now joined in the newsroom here with Andrea for the weather.
What do you have to say? I like pretzels too. Yummy, tasty little snacks, but got to get into the weather department. I can't talk about food anymore. Still going to be a lot colder, and I'll give you the details for your weekend forecast coming up next. Well, today our high was 38 degrees, still topping out above our normal high of 32. And for tonight, sunset is just about setting, but actually you can't see anything with all those clouds hanging around our area. And taking a look at our highs for around the nation, we can see that here in Muncie, we topped out at 38 today. Evansville still a hot spot at 47. South Bend a little cooler with 34. And currently here in Muncie, we can see that it did look like to be around 36 degrees. Right now, actually a little bit cooler as I just checked. It's about 35 out. Humidity is at 57%, and the winds are coming from the south at 10 miles per hour. And looking at our national satellite, you can see a few clouds here towards the west. Most of the clouds are hanging out just around our area, and all those are going to pass through towards the eastern part of our nation later on tonight. And for the radar, you can see snow, and more snow is what's occurring mostly up here in Michigan. In our area, this is going to track towards our way, but only bringing us showers for the later part of tonight. And zooming in closer, you can see how the showers are going to be moving towards a southeasterly direction. And we have about a 40% chance of rain, so make sure when you do go out to the game tonight to have your umbrella and a jacket with you. And with that in mind, we can see that for tonight, this cold front is going to be pushing and moving our way. But right behind it, we do have some good news. We have a high pressure system which is going to be dominating the area, bringing in some sun for the weekend. So good news is we won't be having any rain showers over the weekend. Lows for tonight in our area are going to be in the 20s and a little bit warmer down there with the 30s, where you can still see that we have this massive Arctic air taking place, which is just moving down in the United States. And for tonight, we can see the scattered showers are going to be remaining. Like I said, only a 40% chance. Low is going to be around 28 degrees, so still make sure you bundle up when you go outside. And the wind is going to be strong, the west 10 to 15 miles per hour. And then for tomorrow morning when you wake up, the sun's going to be popping out, which is a good news because we always enjoy to have that sun. Temperature is going to be around 30 degrees. Wind is still going to be strong from the west, 10 to 15 miles per hour. Looking at our map, you can see that they have some more fronts going through our area. Low pressure systems going to be affecting the east coast. Luckily, I think they're only going to be seeing some rain, but we do have a colder front coming through, bringing this down. It's going to bring us cooler temperatures. So we're still going to be in the 30s for the remainder of our week, but I know we can all just hang out, grab the coats, and I think we'll be set. For tomorrow, the highs in our area are going to be in the 30s, and we're still looking at cooler temperatures up towards the north part of the United States, 20s, and even in the teens up for those northern parts of Dakota. And the sun's still going to be kind of hiding around in those clouds tomorrow. Partly cloudy, we're going to call it, and a high is going to be around 33 degrees. And like I said, today it got up to 36, 38, so temperatures could still be a little bit above that normal temperature for tomorrow. And if we can take a look and see for our 3-day outlook, the sun is going to be out. It's going to be hiding behind those clouds. Still going to be in the 30s for our high, low reaching down to 16, 18 for Saturday. So if you go out in the evening, make sure to bundle up, as we always tell you to do. Other than that, just enjoy the nice sun for the weekend.
I'll tell you what, Andrea, I like the dry, warm days. Hopefully those days are coming.
You know what, it might be a little while, but at least the sun's out. I think that's always a good thing.
And those are pretty cold temperatures, and I bet those crows want them to warm up so they can.
Exactly, they're going to go hang out on the power lines and just hang out.
Well, now we have Zach with sports. Zach?
There's big news surrounding the Colts coaching vacancy, and Gary Sheffield has a new home. Plus, the women's basketball team is in action at Ohio, and I'll have a preview of that on Sports Next. Tony Dungy is expected to be named the Indianapolis Colts' next coach. On Tuesday, Dungy's agent, Ray Anderson, told the Associated Press there were informal indications that could lead to an interview with the team next week. Colts president Bill Polian said, announcing after Moore's dismissal, that he would not comment on any coaching candidates. Speculation about Dungy has surfaced in part because of his ties with Colts offensive coordinator Tom Moore. They were on the Minnesota Vikings staff in '92 and '93, and Moore was the offensive coordinator at the University of Minnesota when Dungy was the Gophers' quarterback in the mid-1970s. Ball State faces Ohio tonight after their worst performance of the year on Saturday, when they blew an 11-point lead in the first half against Northern Illinois. The Lady Cards lost 67-64, which was their first loss in conference play. They hope to get back to their winning ways tonight against the Bobcats. Tonight's game at Ohio will be the 44th meeting between the two schools. Ohio leads the all-time series 24-19. Ball State, however, has won the last 4 meetings and 6 of the last 8. Gary Sheffield got his wish Tuesday when the Los Angeles Dodgers traded him to the Atlanta Braves for Brian Jordan, Orlandis Perez, and a minor league pitcher. The Braves struggled to find an offensive complement to Chipper Jones the past 2 seasons, while the Dodgers dealt with repeated complaints from Sheffield, who wanted to trade or a promise that they keep him through the end of his contract in 2004. Wearing a navy blue denim shirt and a manager's badge, Mark Cuban took orders, made change, and served ice cream cones at Dairy Queen on Wednesday. Hundreds of people surrounded a suburban restaurant to be served lunch by Mark Cuban, who was making good on promise to Dairy Queen to be manager of the day, criticizing the NBA head official, Ed Rush, saying he wasn't competent enough to manage a Dairy Queen, let alone the NBA officials. It's been a roller coaster ride for Ball State so far this season. Once at the top of the world ESPN headlines, the Cards have slipped back into the mid-major void as of late. But tonight's contest against Bowling Green may change it all. News Center reporter Tom Kinzinski joins us now at the news desk.
Tom will be here in just a second. Hold on, Tom. You just got back from Worthing. Come on in here. Give me some news here.
Yeah, that's right. Well, you know. As only the last 12 wins have come from teams with combined records of 90 and 101. So Bowling Green is really not the team that they're used to. So don't let that 13-1 record fool you. You know, if they plan to pull off the win tonight, they're going to need all 25 points per game that Keith McLeod can give to them. Right now, we're going to toss it to break. Game time is in about an hour. I'll be at Worthing Arena, and I'll be back at 9:30 with the details. I'm Tom Kozowski for NewsCenter 43 Sports.
Now, Andrew, you're here with the weather. I have one question. The game's tonight there at Worthing Arena. What should people be wearing for that?
Well, let's just say people are going to have to bring their umbrellas along. We have a 40% chance of rain tonight, a little bit there, and we're going to be seeing those scattered showers remain until just around midnight. Low is going to be reaching 28, and the winds are still going to be strong, so make sure you pull your hair back, hairspray for the continuing days. Tomorrow morning, partly cloudy. The sun will be peeking out, temperature around 30. And for tomorrow, continuing throughout the day, these clouds are going to be hanging around. And for the 3-day outlook, the sun's going to be sticking around high in the mid to upper 30s, and it's going to be a little bit cooler within the evening. But I know you guys will be all set and ready to go. So have a great weekend.
It does sound like a very great weekend. Thanks.
I wouldn't mind it warming up a little bit. It's pretty cold.
I know.
And deputies in the Cedar Rapids, Iowa area say they busted the naked burglar, but they're not sure why the perp was in the buff. Randy Perkins was charged with breaking into 3 homes after a woman called 911 to report a naked man in her yard. Lynn County Sheriff Don Zeller says deputies asked Perkins about the nude break-ins, but the man didn't offer a reason why. Deputies say they found a pair of boxer shorts and a sweatshirt in Perkins' car. And that sounds like a very unusual story.
Actually, it sounds similar to something that happened last week here in Muncie. Did you hear about the naked intruder that was running around?
Right. A lot of people in boxers and underwear everywhere.
Yeah.
That's what it seems like.
Well, tonight's definitely not the night to be doing that, though, unless you want to get all wet. So.
That's right. And thanks for joining us for NewsCenter at 5:30. I'm Chad Walling.
And I'm Elliot McInnes. CNN, NewsCenter 43 is an official CNN student bureau. Be sure to watch us tonight at 9:30.